Can college coaches make it in the NBA? Should stars get together to form super teams? Have teams like Houston and Milwaukee started their seasons a little too cool for school? The only question left is, say it with me, you win? Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to our BBallBreakdown podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to click over on the link down below or on the screen because you're not going to want to miss the full audio interview with Steve Aschburner, my man, the national columnist at NBA.com, where you can also find him at AschNBA, ASCHNBA. Steve, thanks for taking some time out of your busy day traveling around the country to cover the NBA to talk to us. Where are you right now?
Well, today I guess I'm cheating or slacking by those standards. I'm at home in the Chicago area, and I'll be I'm handling the Oklahoma City Thunder at Chicago Bulls game tonight, Thursday, the TNT game.
Oh wow, it's that should be a really exciting game. Is there any angle that you're covering right now?
Well, I wrote a piece about Hoiberg and Donovan and the the college to pros thing, and the fact that that's obviously a minority of the NBA coaches. There's a pendulum and a copycat effect in this league, so we see coaching jobs filled with former players. We see them filled with longtime assistants. We see them tilt towards the pluggers, the video coordinators, and analytics type of guys. And every once in a while, there seems to be a spate of college coaches who step into the NBA ranks and more often than not don't fare that well.
That is true. I mean, I guess there's not that many of them, but what have we seen so far? We've seen Calipari. What other college coaches have we seen?
Well, you've had Calipari, PJ Carlesimo, maybe two of the more successful ones just because they actually made the playoffs. You've got other guys that did it with less success, like Lon Kruger, Mike Montgomery, Tim Floyd. There have been a few. Now, obviously, Hoiberg is a former NBA player. He's got a little bit of an asterisk on that. I mean, 5 years at Iowa State, but 10 years as an NBA player. So he's got familiarity with the league. But in terms of coaching, he's never spent a day on an NBA bench or staff. Same with Billy Donovan. Now, Billy Donovan had 2 decades spectacular success at the University of Florida, flirted with an NBA job back in 2007 when Orlando hired him for about 24 hours. Mm-hmm. He reconsidered, went back in like Punxsutawney Phil, went back in at Gainesville for 7-8 years, and now he's trying it with a very good team in Oklahoma City. So every case is different. Every guy obviously is different, but there seems to be reasons why NBA teams don't routinely look to the college ranks when they have job openings.
It's funny. They showed Donovan on the bench at one of the games I was watching this past week, and flanking him were Monty Williams and Maurice Cheeks. And yeah. I tweeted out a picture saying, it makes me a little concerned for a coach when you have assistants on either side of you who have a lot more NBA head coaching experience. And because it seems to me that management could easily say if it goes south, oh, we've got Monty Williams here who's all ready to take over. He's got all this experience. And I would be concerned if I were Donovan for some weird reason. Is that totally off base?
I saw your tweet, and I know what you were getting at. And the fact is, I've seen it not just with these college guys, but I've seen it when an assistant coach gets his opportunity at another team, for instance, to be the head coach. Occasionally, I don't want to say often, but occasionally, you look at the staff they assemble, and it seems as if the top priority was, I'm not going to hire my potential replacement. And so, there's a paranoia, I think, that does pervade some of this stuff. On the other hand, 2 reasons I would say that better that Billy Donovan has, the guys he has, Monty Williams and Cheeks on the bench in Oklahoma City. One, you're supposed to have the best staff you can have. Everybody is supposed to fire on all cylinders as often as possible. And if I'm going to be judged on a 1-loss record after 82 games, assuming you make it that far, I want to have had the best input I can get. So I want to have competent people to delegate to. I don't want to just have somebody around because, well, I know he's not going to get my job. That's a lousy standard. And yeah, well, that sort of goes into the other thing. I said two things, and the other one simply being I want as many smart heads on the bench as I can tap into, people that have been in situations. Obviously, Cheeks as a player and as a coach. Monty Williams, fresh off the head coaching gig in New Orleans. They know the league best. When you're coming into all this newness, not only in style but in substance, coming in from the NCAA to the NBA, I think you need to be strong enough and have a thick enough skin to want the best possible people around you. So I'm glad that Billy Donovan has guys who might right now be better NBA head coaches than he is.
Well, let's focus on some of the teams right now and what's going on this year in the young season that we have. And has anything come across your desk or your eyes that struck you as interesting about the season as it started?
Well, I mean, I had this feeling last night in watching the first of what'll be 4 meetings between the Clippers and the Warriors, and everything that the Warriors had done in their 5-0 start, that is there any way we can just sort of fast forward to deep May? I'll give you that. I'll say, okay, let's get to the conference finals. I don't need to go all the way right to the finals here, but it has this feeling that there's a coronation that's going to go on here more than there is a competition. The Warriors just seem to be playing at a level above everybody else. Steph Curry has driven defenses to distraction again, as he had, and I don't know, short of, and I'll knock on wood for us here because I'd hate to see it, but I don't know anything short of a major injury that is going to get in Golden State's way. So I mean, there's that. I got up last week to see Milwaukee, and I know it became a trendy thing to kind of pick them to take a step backward this year. I think that comes naturally from whenever a team makes such a stride as the Bucks did, that you think, well, are they automatically just going to build from there, or do they have to gather themselves and maybe take a step back before they can push forward? But I think there are a couple issues with that team that really have to get addressed over the course of this season. One is, their scoring, whether they can score enough, and two is, a pecking order in terms of who it is that's going to step up to make plays. Now, defensively, they've had their issues too, which was supposed to be a strength. So, the Bucks have a lot of work. I hope that, Jason Kidd's done a good job in Milwaukee, and he seems to enjoy the teaching aspect of it. Maybe we're all a little too impatient for them to get on to the competing level as opposed to the developing level. But they've got work to do.
Well, Steve, you laid a very good foundation for the knowledge that we need to have for the NBA season going forward, and I can't thank you enough for coming on. And you'll have to come on again. We'll check in with you later on the season.
Yeah, please do. I didn't mean to ignore the elephant in the room. The Chicago Bulls have their issues too right now. So maybe we can check in and check up on them the next time around.
Absolutely, you got it. And don't forget, sports fans, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in? You in, Steve?
I'm in.